The next episode of The Commercial Break starts now.
Yes, it's another episode of The Commercial Break. I'm Brian Green. This is my dear friend Kristen Joy. Only best to you, Chrissy.
Best to you, Brian.
Best to you out there in the podcast universe. How the hell are you? Thanks for joining us on yet another episode of this, The Commercial Break, the only one you'll ever need. Guaranteed. Fact, news, and fiction in 15 minutes or less, or your money out.
Said it with a smile.
And said it with a smile. Says the slick, snaky-like salesman. You have a vibrator at home? No reason to dawdle. Let's just dig right in.
Let's not start with that.
Okay. I'm going to assume you do. Like, I'm sure almost every, well, not every, but I'm sure a lot of women have one. I don't have one of those. You know, you can have the they affectionately refer to them as pocket pussies, but here on the Commercial Break, we call them pocket pudendas.
Yes.
We have a pocket pudenda, like the, I forget what they call it, but there's a real famous one, the fleshlight. Fleshlight.
I've heard
Looks
about
like
that.
a flashlight, but instead of a light on the end of it, it's got a vagina-looking thing, and apparently you, like, do the whole 9 yards.
Yes.
I never tried one. Don't know what they're like. I've seen them at
haven't either.
I've seen them at the I've seen them at the novelty shop. You don't need one. Why would you need one?
I know, right.
How did that work? I guess you could stick the other end in, and then you'd be scissoring. Scissor, scissor. But I've seen them at the the
they've got
head
all
shop.
kinds of stuff at those stores.
Sure, they got the little ones and the big ones, and
They've got everything.
They got everything you need, right? All the way up to real life, full sized
Yes.
animatronic dolls. Now those dolls have UI or AI in them.
Yeah, I've been
and they
reading
talk
about
back
this.
to you, and they can make their
I
mouth
read a whole
circular.
article with this guy, I guess, who tried one, and he said it was like talking to himself because they say whatever they want. They think you want you to say whatever, you know.
So I thought about going over. I know who you're talking about, and I thought about
Did
going.
you read the same article?
Yeah. Hold on one second. I know his name too. He's very famous online. Well, he's famous to some people online. He's called. I forget his. Shit. I wish I had his name here. But anyway, he's a guy who has sex with all of the real dolls.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
And he's very famous for this. And he puts all of it up online.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he has sex with the real dolls, and then he puts it online like porn. But he says it's for research, that he's
Okay.
having sex for research. And he's had, he's very famous for this. He does all of the reviews about all of the dolls
Okay.
and the configurations and all this. I have watched probably 38 seconds total of his videos, and they are highly disturbing. Not that it's disturbing to watch him have sex with a real doll. It's disturbing to watch him have sex with a real doll. No
Him
offense.
specifically.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
offense. But it's just not the guy that, if it was like, Brad Pitt or, I don't know. Anybody else.
Okay.
I mean, it looks like me having sex with somebody. It's not, no one's paying for that, right? And the good news is he doesn't make you pay for it. It's free. It's all right there on his website.
Yeah.
But anyway, the reason why I ask is because, there's vibrators of all kinds and sizes, and they
Yes.
go in all different kind of holes. And they're for man, women, and everything else in between.
Yep.
One TikTok star recently went on her TikTok to share, she's like a social media influencer, to share that she got a anal vibrator lost in her anal cavity.
Ooh.
Went up there and it didn't come out. Yeah. Whoops.
Yeah.
She got stuck, literally. So she was playing with it, and then it went in
too
and
far.
it wouldn't come out. So she tells the story. I read this. I thought this was so funny. She tells the story that, she wanted to go to the hospital, but it was late at night, and she just really wanted to get some sleep before she knew she was going to have to go through a bunch of drama. So she decided just to chill out, and I'll just take a nap, and then I'll do it. I'll go to the hospital in the morning, go to the doctor's office in the morning.
Okay.
But the thing had new batteries in it, and so it kept vibrating throughout the night.
no.
And so you can imagine having something stuck vibrating in your ass
Oh, God.
for hours on end. I mean, that would to me would be the worst. It make
Yeah.
me sick, right? And so she went there, and then the doctors tried to retrieve it by
It had gone too far?
sticking tongs in there or something.
Okay.
What?
It had gone too far. It wasn't that it was just stuck and wouldn't unplug.
No, it was in there. It was
it
all the
was
way
too
in her
far.
anal cavity.
Okay.
Yeah, it was gone. Like you
Well, that's going into the colon then.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know how the body works. I don't have all the fancy terms like you do, Hoadley. I just call it the cavity, the black hole.
The black hole. Yes.
Yeah, your brown eye, whatever you want to call it. It's gone. It's see you later. It went up. It went up and
Okay.
it didn't come out. So she goes to the hospital and they try and, retrieve it. I don't know how they do that. Tongs, a spoon, scissors, fork.
Yeah,
I'm not
get
sure.
way
what
up
they,
there.
yeah, I'm not sure
Yeah.
how they do that. But they tried to retrieve it and they said, sorry, bad news. We can't retrieve it like this. We're going to have
What?
to go in via surgery.
Oh my God.
So they had a surgery. And when she woke up from the surgery, the vibrator was sitting next to her in a bag, like in a plastic bag. They gave it back to her. And she said to her surprise, it still worked.
Oh, yeah.
Afterwards. Yeah, she was able to turn it on and use it, I guess. I mean, it's the most expensive vibrator you've ever bought at that point.
Oh my God.
But I just thought it was so funny that she would it's so funny and kind of cute that she would just go on social media and tell everybody about this.
I guess. Yeah.
I'd be so embarrassed. That's like that time we dropped my friend off at the hospital. Like
Yes.
we literally rolled him out of the car while he had a boner for 8 hours. Everyone is so fucking high. For those of you that don't know the story, I'll just recap real quick.
Yeah. Give a recap.
We were at a friend's house. This is many, many years ago, and everyone
Back in
was
your heyday.
my heyday. And by heyday, I mean anything that came in front of me, I did. It was Sodom and fucking Gomorrah, right? And so we were at a friend's house, and everybody was doing a lot of cocaine. Is basically what was cocaine and smoking a lot of weed. What was going on? And my friend called me into this. He was at the party was at his apartment, and he called me into his room, and he said, "Hey, man." I got you want any of these blue pills? This is when Viagra had just come out.
Yeah.
You want any of these blue pills? They're Viagra. I got some. And I'm like, why the fuck would I need a Viagra? And he's like, listen, it's awesome. You take them I know you're not, supposed to be for old men, but you take them, you'll be fucking rock hard, dude. You'll have the best sex of your life. And I'm like, yeah, I think I'll pass. I'm 20. What do I need a Viagra for? I'm rock hard right now. You and me talking's got me hard. Like I'm hard everywhere. I'm a young man. I don't need that. And he was older than me. He was like in his late 30s.
Okay.
And so it's the
The
night.
old drug guy.
Yeah.
All the
The
young
old drug
chicks.
dude, I know.
All the young kids were hanging
I
out.
keep getting older and they stay the same age. That was that guy, right?
Okay.
And he was, but he was cool. He was
Right.
cool.
No,
We
they
liked
always
him.
are.
Yeah, he's cool.
They're just a lot
When he's-
older than everybody
Yeah,
else.
when he's doling out all the narco party
Right.
favors, he's the coolest guy in the room, right? And man, those girls, everybody loved this guy. He was just awesome. And, he would go to the strip clubs and he would bring home 30 strippers and they'd all be at the house hanging out. It was a wild, wild time.
Yes.
And so as the night wore on, even though I was myself, drinking and smoking or whatever, I was getting increasingly twisted.
Yeah.
I noticed that this guy, we'll call him D. D just kept on. He was less and less available in the room. I noticed that he was gone, and he had a dancer that was at the time like his fling, right? His girl.
Okay. Yeah.
And she was out with us, and I just noticed he was gone. He's like, he didn't come back. He left one time. He left to go do something in his room, which was not unusual for a guy
Right.
high on cocaine, right? A guy high on cocaine goes back to his room a lot to either get away from the paranoia or do more cocaine,
Right.
or both. Usually, right? He becomes increasingly solitary. He just like shrinks back into the room. And I noticed, and at one point he calls me into the room. He's like, bro. I come back there. And he's like sitting on his bed with a towel and his pants, and he's fully dressed, but it's like a towel on his lap. And he's like, dude, I think I got a problem. We're talking like this is like 6 or 7 hours after
He had asked you if you
he
wanted
had asked
one of
me.
those
Yeah, this
pills.
is at the very beginning of the night. And now we're talking like 3 in the morning, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, what's going on? And he's like, dude, I got a boner and it's not going away.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, well, whatever. Just like go, see if, what's her name? Go get amorous. Get
Yes.
amorous or whatever. Have some sex. It'll go away. We know how shit works. Go, relieve yourself.
Right.
Or find somebody to relieve yourself with if they're, available and open to it. He says, I did. It just won't go away. And I'm like, oh. And he goes, it's really starting to hurt. And I'm like, oh. Okay, I don't know what to tell you. What do we do?
Yeah. What do we do?
It came to the point. There's so much back and forth.
Can
and
you drive?
Exactly what happened. Finally, I was like, after an hour of getting increasingly concerned about what was going on, he convinced me that I needed to be concerned about his boner.
Okay.
I went out. I got one of the guys with the cars that was like relatively sober. Guys, we got to go to the hospital. What? What's going on? Is somebody having a heart attack? Did someone die of cocaine overdose?
Yeah.
Nope. We got a boner emergency. And everyone was like, a boner emergency. Now, I had to let the cat out of the bag because
Yes.
now we have to take somebody to the hospital.
Yeah.
You can't do that on the quiet.
No, you
Plus,
can't.
when you're all fucked up, everything's so dramatic anyway. It's like now everybody knows. So it becomes a mission. We all get in the car. It's like 5 of us packed in this little Toyota, whatever. And Dean's in the back, and he's like, oh, it's hurting, guys, it's hurting. And we drive up to the hospital emergency room, and we literally push him out of the car, and we
Yeah,
take off.
here you go.
Good luck with your boner.
And the story is still going.
Story. Yeah, we don't know what happened to Dean. We never got him. He still has the boner to this
That's
day.
one of the things on the commercials.
And it's
when you
propriism.
see-
Yeah,
yes.
it's called propriism. It's
It
a real
says.
thing, and it really
Yeah.
does happen. Yeah, and it's dangerous because
Yes.
it's like a third of your blood or whatever is just hanging out. I mean, depending on how big your dick is, some portion of it. For me, it's like 1/26th of my blood is hanging out. But regardless, it's a dangerous condition
Yes.
and it's painful.
Yeah.
He was really in a lot of pain when we finally got to the hospital. He was ready to tell whoever that he needed some relief.
Right.
And I guess I don't know, but I have heard since, and I don't even remember what the conclusion to the story. Listen, we saw him again. He was fine. Everything was okay.
good.
I don't remember what the treatment was, but I have heard that they can inject your penis with something to close the
Whoa.
blood vessels and make it go away.
Wow.
And no one wants that.
No.
one wants that.
Yeah,
the old porn
no.
stars used to inject themselves with a Viagra-like material right in
I've
their
heard that,
Jimmy
yes.
Jam, right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
And that, my friend,
You're going
like a
hardcore there.
flat out nightmare. Yeah, that's hardcore.
That is
when you're
hardcore.
injecting yourself to get hard. I mean, I guess you do in that case. It's like it's a performance-based
Yeah. Dang.
thing. You gotta perform. If you don't perform, you don't get paid. The
Paid.
movie doesn't get there. Everyone's wasting their time. And this is the one place. Porn is the one place where there is absolutely non-parity between pay. The discrepancy between women pay and men pay is 100% in the favor of women.
Oh,
Wouldn't
yeah.
you fucking go figure? The women
Yeah.
get paid like 30 times more than the guys. Guys
Yeah.
get paid like $100 to bust a nut, and the girls get paid, thousands and thousands of dollars.
Right, you're right. That is the
Yeah,
one
but good
place.
for them.
Good for them. Yeah.
Because first of all, sex work is good work.
Yes.
Right. First of all, second of all, it's hard work.
Yeah.
No pun intended. Sorry, D. It's hard work. And third of all, absolutely, no one's watching porn for the guy with the rock hard dick. Half the time they don't even show his face. It's just like, you know what I've read too is a trick of the trade is because no one pays attention to the penis in these straight porn. No one pays attention to the penis. A lot of times it's like 2 or 3 different penises
Oh,
that they're
yeah.
using. Yeah.
There you go.
And that's, listen.
Tricks of
who's-
the trade.
Yeah, the girl's getting the shit end of that stick. So that's all I got to say. So good for her getting paid all that much money.
Yes.
That's all I have to say. Speaking of creepy cocks, I wanted to, Chrissy and I, as you are watching this, are away on a little break. So we're not doing the most, you're watching this and we've recorded it a little bit ahead of time. And I thought because it's our little first summer break,
Yes.
that we'd give people fresh content, but that we do something that the people really want.
That's
we
right.
take requests, essentially. Listener requests. We're now a radio station.
Yes.
We talk like we're radio stars, and now it's...
We're on the air now. We're live.
I know, somebody said to me, a lot of people have said to me, you're just like a radio morning show.
Yeah.
And at first I took that as a high compliment, and now I'm like, what the fuck were we thinking? We should have done this differently. Most podcasters start their podcast like this. Hey, everybody, it's Brian and Chrissy. We're here, and...
Yeah, and we're like, beep, beep, honk, honk.
Yeah, today... Yeah,
Welcome. Get Get that morning cup of Joe
Yeah, I
here
know.
with Brian and Chrissy.
Wow! People are probably like, what the fuck? Meanwhile, most podcasters start off like this. Welcome to the Jan and Brian show. And today we'll be talking to Barack Obama about his presidency. And we'll be having conversations about Russia and Ukraine war. So tune in. And
There you go.
thanks for joining us on the commercial break.
Very good.
This episode is brought to you by something much more serious than the sponsors on the commercial break. Chrissy and I were
Yeah.
screaming in your ear. We're sorry. That's just the way we are. Listen, it's not disingenuous. It's the way that we are. It's the way we like the show.
It's the way we've always been.
Yeah, it's-
We just have a show now.
Well, go back. Yeah, it's true. We've always been loud and obnoxious. Now we just get to bother you with it.
Just put it out there.
Rather than getting kicked out of a bar, we're here in this studio where no one can kick us out. Go back to the first couple of episodes. It is considerably more toned down.
Oh,
than it is.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
considerably more toned down. They're still funny,
Yeah.
but it's not like
We were just getting our legs.
Yeah,
We had our
sea legs.
sea legs. Yeah.
we're growing into the morning zoo crew that we are now.
Zoo crew.
We were growing into Bubba the Love Sponge in the morning, and here we are. Thank you very much. So I thought I'd give them what they want, take listener requests.
Okay, I
and
like
one
it.
of the requests that we got, one of the requests that we actually get, there's a lot of comments, a lot of reviews about it, is the Ghost Hunters and Mountain Monsters. Mountain Monsters we've covered a lot more of. We've got, we'll have
Oh,
some
and they're just funnier.
much funnier.
They're hilarious.
Yeah, the Ghost Hunters are kind of sad. The Mountain Monsters are funny. Those guys, I like them. They're funny. The other guys, there's like 100,000 of them, and they're not. They can sometimes we can make it funny, but sometimes it's just kind of a downer. It's like small children falling out of windows, and twin babies dying. It's not really all that funny if you think about it.
Murders.
Yeah, I think somebody may point that out at some point. Like, hey, what are you guys making fun of dead children for? We're not. It's not real. None of it's real. What are you talking about? So I thought I would dig deep into the archives.
Okay.
And I would pull out a Mountain Monsters. So congratulations. We spun the
Is
wheel.
Huckleberry involved?
Huckleberry is
You
front
know
and
it.
center.
Huckleberry the third.
Hey, Huckleberry number 7. All right, so here we go. I'm going to turn on the old TCB full reaction shot. Will it work? Yes, it does.
Woo!
That means we don't have to stop the show and edit it back together.
Honk, honk.
Yeah. Oh, that's too funny. I'm gonna find one of those morning zoo crew.
Yes.
Or remember every single disc jockey at 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock on Friday used to play the same.
Everybody working for the weekend.
And I'm so glad we made it. Yeah.
Working for the
Yeah.
weekend.
Everybody's working for. You made it to 5 o'clock on Friday.
Get hammered.
Let's do it. Power 96. This weekend, Power 96 is at the Oil Change Express. Come party with us at Oil Change Express from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Get $10 off your oil change and come meet me, Brian Rockin' Roddy, down at Oil Express.
Rockin' Roddy.
I've got koozies and free tickets to the Kiss Reunion Tour. I'm giving it away to 2 lucky oil change customers, and you could be it. Power 96, we power your day.
I used to sell all of that.
I know. God bless America. Don't worry. Radio is still definitely the most popular form of media, according to radio.
No. Yeah, I was going to say no.
We love shitting on radio, but the truth is,
Hey, we lived it.
yeah, we lived it. We were there.
So,
we were
we're in the
there
trenches
the last
of the
dying,
shit.
the last dying breath of radio.
Brian, you got the eager makeup at 20 grand, right?
Yeah, you got that 20 grand, right? Yeah, no problem. No problem. You got $1.5 million, right? You could just stream it or something. I don't know what you guys are doing over there, but sure, put it down. I'm sure to get fired at some point. All right, so Mountain Monsters, here we go. Let's see if we find somebody that we like. There's Huckleberry.
There he is.
There's the Huck.
My favorite
The
beard.
Huckmeister. Yeah. He's
The Huckmeister.
he actually looks different, doesn't he, than the last time?
Well, he is a different one.
Yeah, he's Huckleberry number 6.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
That water,
That water, it's wet. I can hear it.
Dripping.
They found the fucking rock, and now they
did.
gotta go 6 steps from the west.
west.
What are they gonna do? What is
are they
the
gonna
conclusion? What are we gonna find? Maybe
The
just
Kissin' Rock.
maybe the Kissin' Rock,
We start at the
Okay,
Kissin'
yeah.
Rock. Then you go to the fucking rock.
and there it could be the tonguing rock,
Yeah.
the fingering rock.
Yeah.
It could be the fingering rock. We haven't found out yet. We gotta go 6
it'll
steps
be like
to the
in
west.
a baseball field. First base.
Yes, first base, second base. By the way, where did Satan go?
He got away.
Yeah, Satan's guarding all his secrets. He's
He
not doing a
ran.
very good job, is he? 6 guys with beards and overalls and a pea shooter found the fucking rock. Oh, man, I love it. I love Mountain Monster.
I know. They're so good.
Much fun.
They're so good.
Yes, it is. Okay, maybe if you're lucky, we will round out this week by showing you the conclusion of the fucking rock. I will find it. And we will find out what's behind the fucking rock.
Yes. It's to the west.
Oh, man, so good. Hey, guys, we want to thank everybody who's been leaving us wonderful, kind comments and reviews on the podcast players. So cool, man. So cool to wake up in the morning and catch a few new reviews. Yes. And most of them, 90% of them
are good.
Super great. And
clever, funny.
Clever, funny. And I think a few of the ones that aren't so great do give us some constructive feedback. So if you have comments, questions, or concerns, you can always send them directly to us, 661-237-8296. That's 661, the word best, the number 2, YO, 661-BEST-TO. Go ahead and leave us a message on a voicemail or send us a text message. And if you have any content ideas, shoot them over to us. We'd love to hear them. Send a link to your favorite video or oddity that you want Chrissy and I to review. And who knows, maybe it'll come up in a future episode and you certainly will get credit for it. And if you want to be on the commercial break, if you have a story that's good enough to tell on this stupid fucking podcast, like the fucking rock, let us know. Yeah. And maybe you'll come on the commercial break. TCBpodcast.com. That's where you'll find all the audio, all the video, and you can connect with us on social media at The Commercial Break and youtube.com/The Commercial Break. That's where you can find all of the video, including exclusive content. And go to Spotify, The Commercial Break Live, search for it. That's where you'll find our most recent full episodes on video. Woo! All right, well, I guess that's all we can do today, Chrissy.
I think that's all.
So what I will tell you is that I do love you.
I love you.
And we love you out there in the podcast universe. Best to you, Chrissy.
Best to you.
And best to you out there in the podcast universe. There's only one thing left to do. Chrissy and I always say we must say and we do say.
Bye.